Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, the Netherlands edition, where last episode we started to finally distribute the goods that we created in Rotterdam to a couple of the towns around. We delivered them to Rotterdam themselves, to Den Haag. We also did a bunch of improvements. Things are going really well. Actually, they're going very well right now. Since we invested over $1 billion in upgrading our transportation lines a few episodes ago, my money has started to skyrocket. Before we were averaging around the 100 million mark a year. Now we're up to the 300. We've pretty much nearly tripled our revenue every single year by investing that $1 billion. Now, in today's episode, we're going to take it backwards a little bit. And what I mean by that is I'm about to build a really big infrastructure project. Now, what I want to do is I want to try and bring as many goods as I can to Amsterdam Port and the Rotterdam Port. And from there, we can distribute the goods around this region in general. But to be able to bring the goods, I've got to create the goods. And right now we're bringing food, fuel and construction materials over to Amsterdam, which is really good. We've set up a couple of little supply chains and it feeds it. Amazing. Now I kind of want to do the same thing in Rotterdam. Now Rotterdam, within this generic area here, there's a couple of towns like Den Haag, Barendrecht, and so on, and a few around require fuel. So I'm thinking we need to bring fuel here. I don't want to use the same supply chain that we're currently using for Amsterdam because that's going to supply this side of the nation. I need to create a new one. But I've said this previously, I really want to utilize and work with the waterways a lot more in the Netherlands. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try and bring fuel to the Rotterdam port via ship. And I've looked around the map. We do have a fuel refinery just here, but there's not really any good supply coming into it. That's not the end of the world, but I've kind of gone looking. What I've done is I've followed the rivers, and if I follow the rivers all the way down to here, which is quite far away, I have a nice little setup here I can work with if I can build a little bit of a harbour. It means we have to utilize this river. If anyone knows what this river is called, is this the River Rhine? Am I right in saying that? Because if I'm being honest with you right now, this is Germany. I know Cologne and Dusseldorf when I see it, boys. We're going to be bringing fuel from Germany all the way into Netherlands via boats. Now, the only issue is I need to make sure that this is navigatable water. So we're going to have to maybe widen it in a few little areas and whatnot. And also create the supply. So if you are enjoying this series, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. You could argue it's not the most efficient way to do it, and it's the slowest way to do it, but it will be the cheapest way to transport large quantities of fuel to Rotterdam. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do anything right now apart from build the harbour, create the line back and forth, just so I know that this river can be used to navigate its way down before we do anything. Because I could literally be barking up the wrong tree before anything happens. Now, how it's going to work is I'll gain the oil here to the refinery there to bring it back to the fuel here to bring the fuel back down to the harbour here. It's a little bit of a back and forth issue, but that's okay. We'll get there in the end. So my next issue is the land does go quite high. So how is this going to work with our ships? So if I go for a cargo harbour, now I'm going to place it in and then, oh, actually, do I want to place it in? I'm going to build an actual harbour is what I'll do. Is this, I need the flattening tool. So if I just kind of come in slightly, there's going to be a lot of terraining I'm going to have to do, but I'm going to try and create a little bit of a harbour here. So just go off that for just a minute. And if I put you there, and what I'll do is I'll just roughly build a beautiful harbour right now. Oh, we got some planes coming in. Who thinks that we should be maybe looking at planes at some point in the future? I think that would be a kind of a cool idea, wouldn't it? Right, so if I do, let's say that there is even. Is it even? I mean, how many platforms do we kind of want? We've unlocking a lot of stuff here, by the way. Right, if that went there, and then I had you there, you there. Right, delete you. I'm trying to create a design for my harbour, so we get 2 landings we can utilize. I want to kind of do it a little bit differently to how I would maybe normally do it. So flatten all this, and we're going to have to dramatically create an incline to get the goods to and from this area. So if I just initially just smoothen it, okay. I've got to also configure this and add in all the miscellaneous stuff like... Right, it doesn't like me placing that there, which is okay. But bring this all going down and around, and we'll find where we need to add extra stuff in. We'll build a perimeter road. So I like doing this because it gives me the best connection possible. You know what I mean? The best connection possible can be then had. So I think there's an issue here with the terrain. I'm not sure if it's the terrain or whether it's the flattening. So if I bring out the brush size here, configure this. Can I put you down? Yes. Right, what I'll do is we'll push this back a bit so we kind of level, just to give us a little bit of room to create the incline going up. So how much further back should I take it? Let me go big brush size again now. Alright, there we go. I'll fine-tune the actual harbour with the land coming out and maybe extend the riverbed just here. But for now, that should kind of do. We'll smooth them from the top of the hill to push the top end of it back. But ultimately, it is a big drop down that we have to then try and navigate. But I'm thinking, if I build... Actually, how am I doing it? Am I doing it with a train? Train would be quite easy. It's all the same type of cargo carriage. It needs the tankers. So providing the station can touch down here, it will converse. I'm not sure what the correct term is. But let me see if I can now run a road going across like this. I'll run a road going down there just to kind of like, you know, finalize off my harbour as if it is an actual harbour. That is one hell of a drop we are creating here. Right, we're going to have to try our best here. So if I now get the flattening tool and go in the middle. So basically we create steps and then we smoothen it as a way to kind of bridge the gap. It's very difficult because it is quite a lot. You know what I mean? It is quite a lot of elevation change happening. But can I build a station and will the station be able to touch down here? Ooh, okay, this is going to decide everything now, isn't it? Whether I go trains or whether I go vehicles. Right, if I go 4. Well, if I just do an end platform. 6. I mean, we don't really need 6, but it's kind of cool to have 6 also. I'll play, because it starts to drop down a little bit, so we got to be careful. Right, if I just place it here, and if I slightly angled it, or do I keep it straight? Let's keep it straight. Right, let's go from there, because we can configure this train station to ultimately pull all this back. So if I go tracks and I go bam, bam, not too far, because the further I move it, the bigger the drop's going to have to be. So let's only take it as far as here. The accessibility on the side, that's way too big, but I think we can kind of get away with these small little sections. Which I don't know if I like that, if I'm being honest with you, but it does connect. Okay, it does connect, and it does do what I want it to do anyway. Right, cargo buildings. I'm going to go pretty small. The ones that don't stick out as much. So I've gone for a row of 3. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. And if I just come off this... Let's come off that road. Actually, let me bring this road slightly heading downwards. You going across for a connection. Ooh, that's shocking, isn't it? Right, let's go across here. Okay. Right, that's going to start going downhill, but I'm going to raise it. That would do. Connect you in. And let's see. Because that is, even with the angled road going down, it is some form of a drop right now. Well, I wonder, I mean, that really can't be done either. I could drop you down as low as I can. And I could, in theory, bend it in. Which all this station needs to do is touch that. Which that is not enough for it to touch. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. So if I then delete that part of the road and then allow this to be coming down as soon as I can. There is a connection to be had there. Which it's still not enough for this. Hold on. I think it might be the landing situation. Yeah, okay, without the landing... Okay, it was touching. It's just without the landing, you don't get that solid connection. Right, I know the rest of this will now work. It's just now getting this port connected to the other port. So let's just smooth all this out. There we go, there we go. Smoothie, 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 smoothie. Nothing else at this point matters apart from being able to connect this port to my Rotterdam port. Now, if I was to create a new line and go from here to here, in an ideal world, it would work. Wait for it. I've clicked it. But in an ideal world, it doesn't work. So somewhere along this river, the navigatable water kind of ends. So you can see from the green here how it goes. And then at some point, okay, it breaks there. So if I bring up the terraining right now is the best way to put it. And if I... Right, let me do flattening. And we kind of want to widen the areas. Okay, it does live update, which is good. Bit more maybe. Okay, that's all done. All right, that bend a little bit wider. I'm hoping this is okay here. Well, I'll make it a bit chunkier anyway. So going through, there is a couple of breaks in all of this. Now we ain't getting any big ships down here. That's going to be a no-no. There's going to be no big ships. But every time there's a little bit of a break, we'll slightly widen the river. So we can utilize it. I'll smoothen it all off as well. Let me just take advantage of all of this. We should actually go for the circle. Alright, the circle tool is probably the better tool for us. Keep it going. It's a shame I can't make it bigger than what I've currently got it. Right, that all connects. Now, we are getting closer to Rotterdam. I just want to make sure that we get this all smack bang on. So around Duisburg right now, it gets a little bit tasty. So we're going to widen the river on the outer side. Right, is that enough to... Yes, get that little beautiful connection in. Right, that's all connected down here. I'll probably have to come back and even, like, fine-tune it even more. But as long as we've got solid green, no breaks, I want to say that's all I need to do, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So this is the point right now where we get to choose. This is our first kind of fork in the road. And I think I could either go down this way or come through this way. I'll go the obvious way first. So let me just kind of widen that there. This is all good. The brake happens here. Alright, that all updates. Then going through here. Oh, can it not navigate through that bridge? I don't think it can navigate through that bridge. So we'll come back to that bridge in just a second. Alright, bend it all down here. Just make it go a little bit wider. And then we're almost there. We're almost there, boys. Alright, just making it wide where we can. I wish we could go a bigger circle than this circle. Right, is that good enough for a lot of this? Yes. There, and then that leads all the way down to there. I don't know if this is wide enough or whether that bridge even does what I need to do. So we're still not connected and we're still not working, but that's going to come down to these bridges. So wait for that train to pass through there. And we'll delete from here and here. And then we'll delete from here and here. And the game is running very slow right now as it tries to figure out what is going on, Samir. What is going on right now? Why is it so slow? Is there a lot of computing power the game's going through right now just for me to delete a train track? Right. That should be wide enough right now where I can drop in a little incline like that to obviously, of course. Oh! Okay, that's all I needed to do. So turns out then... Oh, it goes round the long way. Okay, so this bridge here definitely is not playing ball with us. Right, if I delete from there, 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 there. Actually, I'm going to delete all the way here. Bringing this out, but obviously rising it up. So we get the early rise on it. That goes over. Is that not enough to Hold on, let me get the landscaping right now. We'll smoothen this edge off here a bit more. We'll smoothen that a bit more as well. Right, there we go. It's now created the wider gap. So, the shipping route, or not. Wait, what? Am I missing something on the waterways? It still apparently can't go through. Right, it's updated there. Okay, now it can. Now it can. So this is going to carry fuel, so I'll make it orange. I mean, there is much more efficient ways to do this, don't get me wrong. But I really want to take advantage. It's not often I get to play maps where I can really kind of commit to waterways. It's kind of exciting. It's something a little bit different though, isn't it? It is something a little bit different. Right. I'm going to kind of edge all that in a little bit. We'll smoothen you. No, we'll smoothen the edges of you. And we're still all good, right? Yes, we're still all good. Right, back into play mode then, because now we're back to normal. We can let them do what they've got to do, and now we can focus on bringing the goods back and forth. So, I think hang on, do I have a harbour down here? A shipyard, sorry. I don't. I think I'll get the ships right now going back and forth. And I'll build it like... I want to build it just... Oh, where do I pull it actually? It's quite a long building, isn't it? Right, I'll place it here. Okay. And we'll buy some cargo ships right now. So we're carrying fuel. Now, I don't know if this is going to be able to go down that route. Let me just try. It is a oil tanker ship. Okay. It's classed as large. Let me see if it will do it. Right, hold on. Is it about to do it? Now, it's confirmed it as if it is able to do it, so that ship might be okay. Actually, I think it's going to be okay, yes. Right, so I'll release one, give it time to settle down, then I'll release a second one, and then a second one, and well, third and fourth one, I should say. Right. Let's get this set up then. So this is going to be an interesting setup here in general. Now, I did do it where it's got multiple platforms. That was so I can, in reality, boys, have multiple lines going into it. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or not. I mean, when you think about it, I can have one line for the, crude oil, one line for the refined oil, one line for the fuel. But it doesn't need to do that in many ways because at the end of the day, the fuel line can also bring back the crude oil line. So what I'll do is I'll set this up just on 4. And then it kind of then leaves me like this extra one if I wanted to carry an additional piece of cargo up the river. So weirdly it works out. And I know what you're thinking, Seniac. Boys, this is completely OTT. Okay? There is much better ways to do this. I know. But let me have my moment where I can work with the ships going down the river. Let me have my moment, guys, okay? Leave me alone. Stop bullying me right now. Right, so. Let me run this then going straight. So how far can I run it going straight before we have to start thinking about turns? Pretty soon. Pretty soon. So if I just build you there. And then we run this one out. To there. So I don't want it to be a bridge. So build you to here. And then you to here. Now, naturally it will turn there, but we can definitely get a better bend on this. Maintains its 120. There we go. Bending this round and down. Glorious. Now, I'm going to get it, okay, to run. Actually, what I'm going to do here, if I ran this line to there, because the cargo platform is the width of 2 train tracks, I ran you to there, and if I put you there, and then you there, this runs all the way around perfectly to connect to there. Going all the way back. So all I have to then do is literally delete those middle train tracks. And that then... Because normally I would like do something like kind of combine them, then add in the double slips in the middle to allow them to, use the same train tracks. But I'm going to keep it separate for something a bit different. This whole system here is different, so let's just try something. There's nothing about this, everything I'm doing today, there's nothing about what I'm doing today which is efficient. Okay, I've chose to do it very, very differently to what I would normally do. Right, let me now smoothie. Smoothie all of this. Right, let's do the one side first. Then we come down this side on this one. Very good, very good, very good. So like I said, it leaves me open then to have this set of train tracks to maybe transport something different along the shipping route in the future. So yeah, normally I would kind of combine them, but like I said, I've done something different this time. I don't know if that's the right thing to kind of do. But the one line here that I'm working on now is solely for transporting the crude oil. And then the other separate line will be transporting the refined oil and the fuel to the harbour. So that will do 2 jobs where this one will do 1 job. Right. I might regret doing that, but it's something a bit different though, isn't it? It is something a bit different. Okay, so because of that then, I'm going to need to implement you down. Oh, snap. There is a big elevation change. I was going to say, why are you so high up in the sky? I think we can maybe get away with it putting it here. So if I go there instead. There we go. That works on both of them. Okay, so I've got to rename all these lines, by the way. So you there to there. So that will be... We'll make it orange because that will be our fuel line. Utilize both sets. And what do I call it? Do I call it the... I mean, it's near Bonn. So, Bonn. Fuel. I can't even spell fuel right now. Fuel. Oil. There we go. The second one, which will go there and there, and would go... Ooh, which one would that be on? 5 and 6? Yes. We'll make that black. We're going to call it crude oil, because it's not yet refined. Does that line enable us to use both sides of the platform? It does. I'm just going to set up signals. And then we're Gucci, mate. We are Gucci. Right, it's a very short run, so there won't be many trains on it, just large capacity trains. But I will drop you there, which then you would go there. Okay, right, sweet. 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 I need to buy a train then. So, we'll go Steam. I was using the Flying Scotsmans, weren't I? I'll still stick to the Flying Scotsmans. There probably is now a more powerful train, but seeing as our whole fleet across the whole network is Flying Scotsmans, we'll keep it to that. I'll do a 300 capacity. Right, by you. Put you on the Bonn crude oil line. Right, while that now comes out, where's the other ship? So there's a ship there. I'm going to manage this, and we're going to duplicate it. So I have an additional one now come out. Right, fast forward, because I want to see the size of this train now on this platform. Oh, hang on. It would help if this was connected. I didn't even connect this. Oh, my goodness me. Guys, I would forget my head if it wasn't screwed onto my shoulders, as the old saying goes. Right. If I go... What's going on here? If I go diagonal there, and then you here... I know this is weird. But that works there. Alright, delete you. I mean the road, sorry. Why is that not now connecting? Right, there we go. Right, fuel should now be placed on the platform, which it is. It now is, you can see it now, kind of coming in. Right, how long is this train? Now, eventually the train will get smaller as the carriages are able to hold more. That's fine. That really is fine. So the question would now be, what is the job of this? Now, this could do, this line, sorry. Actually, I was going to make that only do. So literally only, so in there only load oil, here only unload the crude oil. I'll get a second train on it, and that's all we need it to do. Now, if I buy another train and go cargo, and we go 300 capacity on the tanker again, but I'll only have one of these because it's going to do something a little bit different. I've got a half the capacity what the other one does. Now, that line is different. So this line, hold on, here it is. It only loads and unloads. So in this area here, it loads up the refined fuel and unloads, loads up the fuel, unloads the refined oil. And then in Bonn, it loads up the refined oil and then only unloads the fuel. That makes sense? That should make sense, right? That makes sense. So now just give it time. Give it time. And then we should see the big changes then happening. So while all that's happening, we are sending ships down the river, which, like I said, will take time. And then that will bring fuel back up, which technically right now it won't bring fuel back up. Unless, oh no, it might, because Den Haag requires fuel. Does this truck stop here? It's not really in the fuel area. So theoretically, if I was now to set up some truck and load stops, so if I set one, for example, here, where else could we send fuel to? Oh, both of these towns here require fuel, so if I set one there and one here, and just leave it as that for now. Granted, one of them does require goods. So if I was to actually maybe drop you there and delete this one, because I can actually kill two birds with one stone with that delivery. Yes. So if I'm now to create a new line, and it's all going to go to here, by the way. The first stop will go there. So we'll rename this right now. This is our... Oh, that's our shipping line, isn't it? Yeah, I had to think then for a second. What is that? Ridderkirk, fuel, goods. Ridderkirk, fuel, and goods. Now, I'll make it orange so it just stands out within this area. That does what it needs to do. Another new line. That's going down to here. And this will be our... Baron, Drek, fuel, there we go. Another new line from here up to Den Haag, and this is our Den Haag fuel. Now I'm going to change what both of these lines here do. So here it's only going to load up fuel. Here it only unloads fuel. This goods line, it only loads up goods and it only unloads goods there. Just so there's no mistaking what those lines there actually do. Now, the fuel lines, I might make them all here. go to number 1. So number 1 for you. Den Haag fuel. That's already on number 1. Wait, are they already are all on number 1, aren't they? Yes. Okay, easy enough. Right. That's another reason why the ships are going to take so long, by the way. It's the amount of stopping and starting they'll be doing to navigate. So now, I'm going to make it as wide as I can in some areas. So it's almost a straight run of them going through. I mean, it's never going to be perfect. But we can only try our best. So hopefully we're having a vast amount of ships on this line. Like I said, I could have done this so much more efficiently and a lot better by simply having a train line run all the way down. But I want to utilize the waterways. Okay, we'll see how the rest of it kind of gets on. We'll see how the rest of it gets on. So there's a ship here, there's a ship there, and there's a ship there. We're now going to manage this and duplicate another one. Have you now coming out. And let me buy the vehicles for those lines. So right now, I'll just utilize, I mean, it might be time to think about changing the road vehicles, which it is. So if I buy, I'm going to 1, 2, 3 places. So if I'm actually going to buy 8. I'm going to put 1 on the Riddick line. 1 on the Barendrecht line. And the rest on the Den Haag fuel line. Because that's the one that's got to drive the furthest distance. Now, we have transformed into a different type of vehicle now, which I'm thinking all my lines that now have vehicles, or cargo vehicles, I should say, we should replace. So manage the vehicles. So let me see if I can get multiple of these right now. So we need that line, the Zamdam fuel, the Leiden food line. Is that right? Leiden food line, yep. The Zandvoort food line. The Amsterdam food line. Rotterdam goods, Haarlem food. So Haarlem food, Rotterdam goods. There you are, there you are. And then how many more do we technically then have? Haarlem food, Rotterdam goods, Den Haag goods, which is there. Amsterdam fuel, Corn and grain line. Oh no, food line and the grain line. It's the same thing. 105 vehicles. We're going to replace them with this brand new truck. So we were carrying 9 before, doing 30 kilometers. This does double the speed and carries 3 more. Right, that replaces all of my cargo vehicles now. So they will also now be not only driving faster, but delivering faster at the same time. So before they were holding up traffic, now they can speed down the road. Nice. Well, that ship's only just come out right now of this area. Which way does it go, by the way? Does it go... I think it goes sails around, doesn't it? I think it might do. It might do. Right, very long way to go. Very long way to go, boys, before we can actually see this, you know, in working order. But it gives us time for us to start producing That's the main thing, right? It gives us time to start producing. So keep it going. Keep it going right now. Keep it going. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Was there 2? Oh no, that's the from the crude oil there. That's going to slowly disappear because it initially got spawned on the platform in a way. Right. Duplicate this ship. Oh, we've got new trucks now getting spawned in as well. Now maybe eventually we'll take a look at making it more efficient, but for now, I really want to utilize the harbors. So what's the issue here that makes it do that awkward turn? I think it just does an awkward turn in general, doesn't it? Yeah. Alright, does that give me a bit of space there to work with? Just want to see if I can help us out in any way, shape or form. Where do we go? We go down this way, don't we? There we go. Should widen us all up. Oh, there's a ship further down. Didn't even see you. So I think here is where it gets quite narrow. There we go. And just make it a little bit wider there. Not too bad. Not too shabby. I'll probably fine-tune the river a bit more as time goes on. But how far is that closest one? So it's just there. It's just there. And it's got to get down to here. I mean, would we build canals? I mean, if I was to build a canal, what would be the shortcut? I don't think I would need a canal. No, not a man-made one anyway. I mean, where's the shortcut gonna kick in? Because if I got onto this river here... Oh, I don't know. It could be... I don't know. I'm not sold on that one just yet. Let me duplicate that one. Right, the ship is doing almost a 360 right there. I think it turns. So, I mean, you can see it from the line, can't we? It kind of bends down to kind of then go. Any drastic turns? There's a few, but I don't think there's anything that really stands out much. No. So like I said, that will take some time right now for us to see the full effects, and it will take some time to get deliveries, but if we've got them spaced out, the deliveries should become quite frequent. Long way away, but I really want to utilize the waterways in this series. I really do, and that's just what it now comes down to. Maybe at some point in the future we train it a little bit closer to another harbour, but then at that point, why don't you just train it all the way in? That's another way in which we can kind of look at it. But obviously that's going to be losing money on the way. So if there was a way in which I could drop off some goods here that could be shipped on the way down, that could be quite handy. So what could I ship over there to make the boats make money both directions? So I could get it. Oh, I could get it to drop off oil for these two to produce more for the fuel factory. So how would I bring it in? I mean, they're already being utilized as we speak. There's some oil there, but it's on the wrong side of the tracks. Not like that matters anyway. Oh, I could do it from over here. Oh, over there is a good shout. I could bring this oil all the way, but then again, I'm so close then. You know what I mean? Unless I make them do a stop off there, but that defeats the purpose. Anything in the middle of the ocean? No, nothing up here. There's some ideas there. I'm going to have a think about that. There's definitely some ideas. There's some oil over here as well. So maybe I can utilize bringing that in. Maybe I can ship this in to over here. There's definitely some ideas there. Right. Duplicate another ship. Now, I know I could have created the harbour down here and then got them to pick up the goods now, but it's given us time to produce. The only thing that we don't get is the transport stat increased. That's the only downside on that. Makes 1.5 milli. How's that line doing already then? Is it? Yeah, it's already profitable. But it's kind of capped until everything does upgrade. Where's the ship? Is that the closest ship right now? It is. It is. It's got a load of twist and windy bends it's got to now navigate. But it'll get there. Did I duplicate that ship, by the way? I'm sure I duplicated that ship, didn't I? I must have done, but where's it come out of? Wait, it's coming out of here. Why? And there's the other one for it. Why does it come out of there and not over here? Oh, I don't know. I don't know anymore, guys. I just don't know what the game's planning anymore. I really don't know. Okay, we'll just give it some time anyway. We'll give it some time to tick along. That's on the way down. It does have to slow down. It has got a bunch of, you know, it's going to be the Suez Canal all over again, isn't it? It really is. But it's all part of the fun anyway. It'll be nice for me to actually utilize the waterways. I could eventually maybe change it in the future and we do something a little bit different. But for now, it really allows me to utilize the waterways, like I said, and deliver more goods. But we have to get a lot of ships to be really, really frequent. That's what we're going to have to do more than anything. So why don't I buy... Let's just say I buy 10. Okay, I'm going to buy 10 more. Pull it on that line 1, which I've got to rename. Give it a second for it to think. It's really thinking. There we go. All right, them ships are going to come down this way. But because of the chopping and changing and the kind of the slow approach it has to do, that I think that will naturally kind of space them all out at the same time. But yeah, if I can make those ships make money going back the opposite way, huge bonus for us. That'll be a really huge bonus for us then at that point. But how's Rotterdam doing now with the... Oh, I just heard an upgrade over here. Are you upgrading still? I believe you are. I believe you are. Right. Oh, Den Haag's getting pretty big as well. Okay, so I think a lot of our towns are going to start kind of plateauing soon. Also, Beverwick over here, I feel like we need to also think about connecting up the streets. So let me put Bendy Wendy on. Oh, where did that go? Bendy Wendy connection there. But also, is that going to overload this bridge? I don't think that bridge is overloaded, but we could also look at building a bridge going across here. So if I was to do this, but of course I need to make it go to a certain height because of the ship passing through. That works. I want to keep it old school style bridge. That does work, right? Yeah, the shipping route still can go through it. Another bridge coming over. All of a sudden, Beverwick right now has got all these big private transportation connections, and that number is drastically increasing, giving us more percentage growth. And now it can go crazy with the expansions. I've got a lot of public transport I still need to get set up. These loops here as well. Let me manage these vehicles. Let me grab that loop and that one. And do I replace them? So we're utilizing these ones to carry 11. They're still the best ones. Right, okay. So let me just get rid. So let me just duplicate. You know what? We'll add double. Double the capacities right now, because there's clearly a lot of people wanting to circulate. I might turn this into a loop between the three cities. I'm not too sure yet. I don't think that's probably the best idea, but you never know. You never know at this point. Zandvoort to Den Haag. Is it time for us to implement that additional train? I don't think we upgraded this train here, did we? No, let's replace this with the Flying Scotsman. Which one was it? That's 20. That's 20. Which one was I putting on the other trains? Where are you? What is this? It is... Ah, it's that one. 17. I know I've got better variants now, but I'm going to just simply kind of just change it to what I've currently got, so at least my fleet at the moment is all the same. It might not be the best stuff now, but at least it will be all the same now. So my current capacity is 80. So I'm going to make this a 153. So I've almost doubled the capacity. It's still only one train, but I've then almost doubled the capacity overnight. That's it there, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, that should now load up a load of people up. And that should start putting a dent into the backlog. Right, has that ship finally got over here now? Oh, it has. It has. Right, loading up for the first time. Fully loaded, by the way. Fully loaded. Where's them 10 ships that I just sent out? They're all here. They eventually will be spaced out really nice. But the fact that they're having to chop and turn and twist and turn and keep navigating just goes to show how inefficient this potentially will become in the long run. So I'll keep widening where I can. But I don't want to widen too much because then you lose the characteristics behind it all. So the wider it is, the less chance it is they're going to be bumping left and right, right? Kind of, a little bit, yeah. We'll have to really fine-tune it. So those two that spawned from over there are now only just getting down into the river. Damn, son, damn. But yeah, it'll be an interesting run, this. I mean, it could be the wrong thing to do, but we'll leave it for a bit and then just see what happens from it. We'll see what happens from it. Right, let's go back into normal play mode right now because I've got too much money in the bank and I need to spend some serious cash. I really, really do. Right, we are going to be coming away from steam trains at some point. That is a given right now. These areas are really starting to build up quite dramatically. And we kind of need to start revisiting some of the cities like Amsterdam because the bus routes don't really now fully reach the full area of the city's growth. When it comes to cities, Rotterdam is catching Haarlem up. I told you Haarlem's going to have competition with Rotterdam right now. And it's definitely happening. It's definitely happening. The growth for Rotterdam is a little bit lower than Haarlem. But it has only one good being delivered. It doesn't have its machines delivered yet, whereas Haarlem has both goods delivered, and Rotterdam's already catching up. So that just goes to show, once Rotterdam gets its goods, its secondary good, things potentially will change. Right. Do we have bigger cargo vehicles, just out of curiosity? Oh no, we've literally just upgraded them all, haven't we? Yeah. Yeah, ignore me. I've just completely forgot we were upgrading them all because we had them red vehicles beforehand. Alright. That alone will get through a big backlog. That alone will. Right, do we need more ships? I mean, we could also think about maybe changing these ships. So the stone line, if I was to manage these vehicles and replace them, can we get a better cargo ship? So cargo, large. I mean, I'm using... Is it these ones I'm using? It is, isn't it? No, they are the better ones. They are the better ones. Yeah. Shipment numbers aren't really that big for this stuff, is it? Does this line make much money? No. Well, it's all dependent on getting the bricks delivered. So it's just a really, really slow process when it comes to ships. It's cheaper. You can carry more good per mile cheaper, but damn, it's slow. It's a slugfest, isn't it, to kind of get stuff done. Right, that ship has now passed. It's slowly sailing. A lot of fuel ready to be picked up, and there's a lot of ships eventually going to be on the way going back and forth. It will take some time, but we have all the time in the world. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. But until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.